Hello, welcome to this video. Today I'm reviewing this rain sensor module from ICStation.com. I think it's fantastic and I've got loads of projects planned for it, and today I'm going to be explaining a couple of things, such as some of the specifications, why it's good, maybe a few of the drawbacks, where it can be used, and then we're going to do some project type things. We're going to test it and do a project where it can print to a serial monitor whether there is motion detected or not. Not motion, rain detected, sorry. Okay, let's get straight into it. You can get this from ICStation.com, fantastic website for stuff like this, for $2.89. I got it for free to do a review. You can actually apply to do reviews if you want to, and get some stuff for free. Go check that out if you want to. Now, normally I would go into loads of detail about the different uses of stuff. You know, in the past when I've had infrared distance sensors and stuff from them, I went into huge detail. But I can't really for this because it does just detect rain. So you can use it for stuff like weather monitoring as a rain sensor. You could put it on an Arduino robot if you really wanted to, put it on the back so it can kind of... I mean, one cool thing I did see online, I can't remember where from, but I saw someone attached to the top of an Arduino robot, and when it starts raining, the robot goes back towards where it started and turns itself off if it starts raining, and someone used it outside. So you could check that out if you wanted to, if you wanted a bit of inspiration of projects, but I'm going to be using it mainly for weather monitoring. I'm going to make a portable weather station and have this as part of it, as well as a temperature and humidity sensor and photoresistor. That's what the word I'm looking for. Okay, so a few of the specifications of this. The actual size we'll go over first. This here is 5 centimetres by 4 centimetres, and this here is a bit smaller, 3.2 centimetres by 1.4 centimetres. Now obviously this is bigger than your normal module because it needs to detect rain. If you had like a module the size of this, then it's unlikely that rain would drop on it, whereas this, rain does drop on it. And also this pad, it can be used to detect how much rain lands on it. So if all of this pad is covered in rain, it will send out a full 1023 analog signal, and if none is, 0. So you can actually detect how much rain is on the pad. It also, which is quite useful, has these drill holes on the side, which means it can easily, you can put a bolt through it and secure it easily to something. If I wanted to secure this to a robot chassis, I could just put some screws in here and it can be easily secured. But obviously you don't want to put tape around it because that would obstruct that. You wouldn't really want to put glue on it either. So yeah, there is some bolt holes which are very useful for your project. It's got a working voltage of 3.3 to 5 volts, so pretty standard there. Now the output format is a digital switch output 0 and 1 and analog a 0 voltage output as well. Okay, that's all I have to say really about that. Now let's have a look at this. This here has 4 pins, A0, D0, ground and VCC, as we went over before. Now how to connect these up. It comes with these 2 wires, so put the 2 wires into here, like that, and then put the 2 wires into here. That's how you do the wiring. Now, what we're going to do now is, we're going to test if it works by wiring it up. We're going to see that it works. This doesn't involve any programming, you just have to wire it up because there's a light on it. We're going to wire it up just to the Arduino 5 volt and ground. We're going to test how it works, and then I'm going to explain how it works using the testing bit. Okay, let's go see if it works or not. I'm assuming it will. All you will need to do for this, you've wired this to this already, you just need to find ground and VCC. Got 2 wires here. Put 2 wires on these, VCC and ground, and then on an Arduino board, as we have here, ground 5 volts. 5 volts or 3.3 volts should be fine. I know it's a bit bright, this video, sorry about that, but I'm having to use a desk lamp because it's very dark outside and my normal light is going very, very dim. So I've got this. Okay, so go to a water source. We've already wired it up in there. Notice on the module here that there's 2 LEDs. If you've wired it correctly, this first LED will light up instantly. This one will light up if rain is detected. So, and now I'm going to turn the tap on. This only works with clean water. It can't be salt water or chlorinated because it will ruin this pad, I think. Okay, so watch this light. I'm going to run it under. There we go. And then, it's still got some water on it, so it's going to carry on, but if I do it on a towel, just wipe it. It's gone off. We're now going to have a look at why this happened, why adding water to this pad is going to light up that and how it can detect it. It's still a bit wet, so it's doing that. So we'll just do that one more time. Be very careful not to get the Arduino board wet as well, because that'd be a bit of a disaster. You've got to be careful with this. And it's lit up again. So there you can just see the project in action. Okay, let's go back to my room. Okay, so why exactly did that happen? How does the sensor know that rain is on it? Well, if you have a look at the pad that the rain landed on, you'll see it's individual nickel metal strips. This is made out of nickel. Now, at the moment, at this present time, the circuit is not complete. When you add water, water is a conductor of electricity, therefore it will complete the circuit, meaning that this sensor, that voltage is sent back to here, lighting up that LED. So, just to go through that again. Voltage is sent to here, but the circuit isn't complete, so the voltage doesn't go anywhere. You add water, it can go back to here. It completes the circuit. Now, there's so many of these, so that it can detect how many LEDs are lit up. Now, what I did there, I wouldn't recommend, really. Holding it under a tap, because I did get some of the wires wet and stuff. You know, it's probably not the safest thing. I'm not too bothered, but, you know, just put a splash on, it should be fine. Okay then, now let's do some code for this. All you have to do is add one more wire. Get a third jumper wire, A0, the one at the end, to analog 0 on the board. Mine have all faded off, I may as well just scratch that last little bit off. A0 is here. Just put it in. That's all the circuits you'll need for today. Now let's go and look at the code. Whoop-de-doo. Okay then, let's take a look at the code. I've done this on Codebender again, so I can leave a link and you will be able to run this without having to type it all out yourself. Serial.begin 9600, just begin the serial monitor, then create an integer variable which is equal to analog read A0. So that's the pin that we've connected it to, so when rain is detected it'll send a voltage, when rain is not detected it won't send a voltage. Now here, you'll have to change this depending on how sensitive you want it. I've said if it's greater than 0, the signal, say that rain is detected, but it might always say that rain is detected because it might always have a little bit of moisture on it that sends out that tiny bit of voltage. So, I don't know, you'll want to change that, but obviously it's going to be bigger than 0 for it to be detected. If it's not bigger than 0, so if it is 0, rain is not detected. Okay, so you will want to change that depending on how sensitive you want it. Now let's see this project in action. Let me just end the screen recording. Fantastic screen recording software, by the way. This is Electa Live. I just put a load of water on the sensor to test it, and it says rain is detected. If I was to now wipe this off, and just make sure it's properly. It will detect rain if it's not properly off. And then it says rain is not detected when I've just wiped it off. Okay then, so that is all for today. Made a right mess of my desk. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with another Arduino review. But just to say very quickly, just to recap why I think this is good. Very, very low cost. It's got quite a large size, which is good because it can detect rain over a larger surface area, which gives it a greater chance of, if it is raining, for rain to land on it. It's quite low power, which is good, and it works very, very well. It also can detect the amount of rain by using this clever system of having so many of these, and it can give out a varying signal. It's very, very reliable, and I overall just think it's fantastic if you're doing like weather station projects and for stuff like that. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching, see you next time, and be sure to check out the module at ICStation.com.